The Stoics, Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, Epictetus, understood this kind of power long before modern psychology gave it a name. They called it self-command, apatheia, inner stillness. They taught that when a person governs their emotions, when they act from principle instead of impulse, they become unshakable. And that calm, that composure, is what creates real attraction. Because in a world full of noise, the rarest thing is stillness. In a world full of reactivity, the rarest thing is restraint. And in a world full of confusion, the rarest thing is clarity. Today, we'll explore how calm strength makes you truly irresistible, not through games or manipulation, but through character, presence, and inner mastery. Lesson 1. The Stoic Foundation. Mastering your own mind. Epictetus began his teachings with a simple truth. You may control your mind, but not much else. Everything starts from there. You can't control how someone feels about you. You can't control how long they stay or whether they understand you. But you can always control how you respond. This is the root of all calm strength. When you stop fighting the external and start mastering the internal, you begin to project stability, and that stability is deeply attractive. Think about it. In a storm, people are drawn to what doesn't move. Your calm becomes a lighthouse. Practical reflection. When you feel anxious about what someone thinks, pause and return to the only domain that's truly yours. Your thoughts, your actions, your attitude. Ask yourself, what's in my control right now? When you train your mind to return to that question, you become centered, and people feel it. Everything begins in the mind. Your peace, your confidence, your ability to handle challenges, all of it is rooted in how you think. The Stoics understood this truth more than 2,000 years ago. They taught that before you can master anything in life, wealth, relationships, success, or respect, you must first master yourself. Epictetus said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." This single line captures the essence of Stoicism. Control begins within. The more command you have over your thoughts, emotions, and impulses, the stronger and freer you become. In today's world, where distractions, opinions, and emotional reactions dominate, mastering your own mind is the rarest and most powerful form of strength. It's what separates the grounded from the anxious, the wise from the impulsive, and the calm from the chaotic. The Stoic realization, you can't control the world, only your response. The Stoics taught that external events are not what disturb us. It's our judgments about those events. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. When something happens, someone disrespects you, plans fall apart, or life feels unfair, your reaction determines your peace. You can choose to complain or you can choose to remain composed. Practical application. Whenever something frustrates you, pause before reacting. Ask, is this within my control? If it's not, release it. If it is, and take calm, rational action. This one habit alone builds mental discipline and protects your inner peace. The inner fortress, protecting your mental space. The Stoics often compared the mind to a fortress, strong, disciplined, and protected. Seneca said, "A man is as great as the things he lets disturb him." If your peace can be shaken by gossip, by someone's opinion, or by temporary failure, then your mind is ruled by externals. But if you stay centered no matter what happens, you've built a fortress no one can enter. Modern example. When social media or other people's words provoke you, remember, your reaction gives them power. The moment you detach, you reclaim control. Practical advice. Practice mental minimalism. Don't let every opinion or emotion enter your mental fortress. Be selective about what you focus on, because attention is the gate to your inner strength. Discipline over emotion. Epictetus taught that emotions are like wild horses, powerful, but dangerous if untrained. The goal isn't to suppress emotions, but to understand them, manage them, and guide them with reason. Historical insight. When Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius faced betrayal and war, he didn't allow anger to control him. He used reason to stay calm and make decisions that served the greater good. That's mental mastery, power with composure. Practical advice. When anger or frustration rises, don't react immediately. Step back, breathe, observe it like a storm, knowing it will pass. The ability to pause before reacting is one of the highest forms of strength. The art of detachment. Stoic. Detachment doesn't mean apathy. It means emotional freedom. It's the ability to care deeply without being consumed. Seneca said, "He suffers more than necessary who suffers before it is necessary." Most of our pain comes from imagining problems that don't even exist yet, from overthinking, from worrying about things we can't control. Modern parallel. Detachment is how you keep your peace in a chaotic world, when you stop letting every thought, every fear, or every opinion disturb your center. Practical advice. Whenever anxiety strikes, remind yourself, this is temporary. I will deal with it if and when it comes. Detach from the noise and focus only on what is real, present, and actionable. Awareness. Watching your thoughts. Like a philosopher, Stoicism isn't about controlling every thought. It's about observing them with awareness. Marcus Aurelius practiced journaling daily, reflecting on his thoughts and emotions and questioning their validity. Practical wisdom. If your thoughts are chaotic, your life will reflect that chaos. If your thoughts are disciplined, your actions will be clear and powerful. Practical advice. Spend a few minutes every day writing down what disturbed you, what made you happy, and what you learned. This daily awareness sharpens your self-control and strengthens your understanding of your own mind. The Stoic choice. Reason over reaction. Every situation gives you two choices, to react or to reason. Reaction is emotional and impulsive. Reason is calm and deliberate. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." The Stoic learns to pause between stimulus and response, to think before acting, and to choose the path of wisdom. Modern example. When someone offends you, a reaction is easy. But responding with calm intelligence, that's Stoic mastery. You remain the one in control. Practical advice. Next time you face conflict, take 3 deep breaths before replying. In those seconds, your reasoning mind wakes up and your emotional mind loses control. Daily practice. Training the mind like a muscle. Mental strength isn't built overnight. It's trained daily like a muscle. Marcus Aurelius didn't become wise by reading alone. He lived his philosophy, applying it to every challenge. Practical application. Each morning, set an intention. Today, I will control my reactions. Each night, reflect, where did I stay calm? Where did I lose control? Over time, this habit builds an unshakable foundation. You begin to live from a place of quiet strength, not emotional chaos. Conclusion. The true freedom to master your mind is to master your life. External success may come and go, people may change, and life may throw chaos your way, but a mind anchored in wisdom remains unmoved. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "Nowhere you can go is more peaceful than your own soul." Lesson 2. The magnetism of composure. Marcus Aurelius wrote in Meditations, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. And this you have the power to revoke at any moment." Calm composure is not the absence of feeling. It's the mastery of response. When you learn to remain centered in moments of tension, you radiate quiet authority. People, and especially those who value stability, sense this energy immediately. Modern psychology echoes this Stoic insight. Emotional regulation is one of the strongest signals of security and leadership. When you can stay grounded amid chaos, you send the message, I am safe to be around. I don't need to dominate. I don't need to panic. Practical reflection. Next time someone tests your patience, breathe once before reacting. That pause, small as it is, becomes your moment of sovereignty. It tells your nervous system, I am in command. Over time, that control builds presence, and presence builds quiet attraction. Lesson 3. Stillness over stimulation. Seneca warned that the mind, when overstimulated by noise, loses its direction. He said, "To be everywhere is to be nowhere." In the age of constant distraction, scrolling, messaging, chasing, and stillness has become rare. And rarity, by nature, draws attention. When you can sit comfortably in silence, you demonstrate that you don't need to be entertained or validated, that independence is magnetic. Modern parallel. In relationships, people often chase excitement, constant messages, quick responses, dramatic highs. But true connection is built in calm energy, in unhurried moments. When you are content in stillness, others begin to seek your calm to regulate their own chaos. Practical reflection. Spend 1 hour each day without noise, no phone, no distractions. Let your mind settle. This practice builds a kind of inner gravity, and gravity is what draws others in naturally. Lesson 4. The discipline of purpose. Epictetus said, "If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid about external things." That's the courage of purpose. A man of purpose doesn't live to impress. He lives to express his principles through consistent action. He doesn't need to chase approval because he already has direction. Purpose is what gives calm, strength, its backbone. When your actions are aligned with something larger than yourself, you no longer depend on external validation. You move with quiet certainty. Modern reflection. People are drawn to those who have direction, not because of what they have, but because of what they embody. Discipline, focus, clarity. Practical application. Define one goal that reflects your deeper values, not your ego. Commit to it with consistency, even when it's invisible to others. Your calm strength grows with every disciplined act. Lesson 5. The art of non-reactivity. Seneca advised, "He who is brave is free." Freedom, to the Stoics, meant freedom from inner compulsion. When you react impulsively to others, their praise, their rejection, their moods, you become enslaved to their power. When you remain composed, you become free. The man who doesn't chase after every emotional wave becomes a steady river. He listens without absorbing, feels without losing control. In modern relationships, people crave someone who doesn't overreact, who stays kind but firm, steady but not cold. That balance is the essence of Stoic power. Practical reflection. When you receive criticism, instead of defending, listen first. Respond only after you've understood, not while you're triggered. Every time you choose calm over reaction, you expand your inner space, and your influence grows silently. Lesson 6. The strength of detachment. Detachment in Stoicism doesn't mean indifference. It means engagement without dependence. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, "Accept the things to which fate binds you, and love the people with whom fate brings you together, but do so with all your heart." That is the balance, wholehearted presence without clinging. When you can give love without losing yourself, others feel safe because you're not acting from fear or need. Modern reflection. People often mistake attachment for care, but real strength is shown by those who can stay kind without begging for reciprocation. That calm independence is what naturally inspires admiration and respect. Practical reflection. Practice letting people come and go without resistance. Focus on living your virtues, patience, courage, honesty. That quiet confidence becomes your most magnetic trait. Lesson 7. Integrity. The core of attraction. Seneca wrote, "A good character, when established, becomes a lifelong companion." Integrity is not about appearing moral. It's about being whole. When your words match your actions, when your behavior is steady across situations, people trust you instinctively. Trust builds connection. In a world where many pretend, integrity stands out like a clear light. Calm strength comes from this wholeness. Nothing to hide, nothing to prove. Practical reflection. Keep small promises to yourself, daily. Do what you said you would, even when it's inconvenient. That inner consistency silently communicates reliability, and reliability breeds attraction deeper than appearance ever could. Lesson 8, Presence. The silent language Epictetus said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." Presence isn't about saying the right thing. It's about being fully there. When you listen deeply, when your attention isn't fractured, people feel seen. And that feeling of being truly seen is rare and unforgettable. Modern psychology confirms this. Focused attention triggers emotional safety and trust. When you are calmly present, without judgment, you radiate strength that needs no words. Practical reflection. During your next conversation, don't plan your reply. Just listen. Notice the tone, the pauses, the emotion behind words. Your stillness in that moment says more than 1,000 clever sentences. Lesson 9. The wisdom of acceptance. Marcus Aurelius practiced radical acceptance, not passivity, but wisdom. Amor fati, he wrote, love your fate. He didn't mean to surrender to injustice, but to understand that life unfolds with both joy and pain, and both are part of the design. When you accept reality without bitterness, your peace deepens. You become someone who doesn't fight against what is, and that acceptance is deeply magnetic because it brings serenity to chaos. Practical reflection. When something doesn't go your way, ask, what is this trying to teach me? This transforms frustration into growth, and calm acceptance into true maturity. Lesson 10. Calm strength. The final form of attraction. When you master your emotions, align with your purpose, and live with integrity, you stop trying to attract. You simply become attractive. The Stoic man doesn't perform. He embodies, he doesn't chase. He cultivates, he doesn't manipulate. He anchors. Calm strength is the still flame that doesn't flicker in the wind. And in a world desperate for attention, that calm becomes irresistible. People are not drawn to chaos, they are drawn to peace. Be that peace. Be that stillness. Be that rare man whose silence speaks more than noise ever could. Conclusion. The Stoic way of true magnetism. The Stoics never wrote about attraction directly, but they mastered the art of being magnetic. Without trying, they taught men and women alike that the highest form of influence is self-mastery. The moment you stop trying to control others and begin mastering yourself, something shifts. Your energy becomes calm. Your decisions become deliberate. Your presence becomes light, steady, confident, unmistakable, and that's when people feel it. The quiet pull of someone who doesn't need anything, yet gives everything through their presence.